Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Pat Paris. Every year, El Tour de Tucson brings in thousands of cyclists here to the Old Pueblo. We have team coverage tonight on everything you need to know ahead of tomorrow's big race. Heidi Alaga starts off our coverage from downtown with a look at that economic impact. Heidi?
Well, hey there, Pat. If you've ever been to 4th Avenue and 6th Street, you may have visited places like 440 and Company, as well as Creations Boutique. They're just some of the places that really do benefit when we have big events here in southern Arizona, like El Tour de Tucson. It's not uncommon to see bikes in downtown Tucson, but come this weekend, the bikes will take over the streets for El Tour de Tucson. So with El Tour de Tucson happening this weekend and the big U of A game, have you seen a boost in sales and people coming through your doors?
We have seen a little bit of both.
Kimberly Neal, the owner of 440 and Company, says she's living the American dream.
I'm a local Tucsonan. Yeah, I'm a Wildcat.
They've been open for 4 years, but it's weekends like this one that make it all worthwhile.
It's really a lifeblood to the small businesses. I mean, when you have events like the 4th Avenue Street Fair and the Tour de Tucson and the markets that happen here, you know, the small businesses do get excited.
The same is being felt right next door at Creations Boutique.
We usually get a lot of incoming tourists. It can be anywhere from families, local people as well who like to shop at our store since we've been here for about 52 years. Great boost of business having those events going on as well.
So as people eat at the local restaurants and shop at the local businesses, it's a reminder to everyone visiting, the Old Pueblo has a lot to offer.
Tucson is special.
It really is. All right, so let's talk numbers now. In the past 39 years that El Tour de Tucson has been happening here in Tucson, they've raised over $114 million. $5 million was raised just last year. Now, when it comes to spending here in the downtown area, spectators and riders have spent over $1 million a year throughout the entire weekend. Now, El Tour de Tucson kicks off tomorrow morning, which means there's a lot of road closures that you need to be aware of. Let's send it out to KGUN 9's Kenny Dar. He's joining us from Broadway and 4th Avenue to tell us all about those closures. Kenny?
That's right, Heidi. We are just a few miles away from the Tucson Convention Center. Well, of course, those cyclists will begin the El Tour de Tucson on Saturday. Now, they will start from the Convention Center, making their way up 15th, turning onto 4th, and then heading on to Broadway, which you see right here behind me. This is only a few of the dozens of road closures across Tucson. I did speak to some business owners here in the area to ask them if they think those road closures or the traffic may affect them getting to work. One of those owners, Eric Williams, who does own a skate shop on 4th, telling me because it starts so early, he doesn't think the road closures will have much of an impact on him when it's time to open up his shop.
I don't see any problem. We start out kind of late. We open at 12, close at 7 p.m. every day. If it's not an all-day event where you have the street, closed for a long period of time, it shouldn't be any problem. Any outdoor activity, especially here in lovely Tucson, man, that's an awesome, sight to see.
Now for those road closures here in the downtown area, they will be closed. Those roads here in the downtown area will be closed between 4 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Again, those streets do include Main, 12th, Simpson Street, and again, of course, 4th Avenue and Broadway. Now, the city does say as the last rider does pass through those closures, they will reopen each closure, with all roads expected to be open by 5:30 tomorrow afternoon. So you will definitely want to plan accordingly, whether you're coming to downtown or any other parts of Tucson where the tour will be taking place. But for now, reporting from downtown Tucson near Broadway and 4th, Kenny Dar, KGUN 9.
All right, Kenny, thank you so much. Well, we've covered the road closures. There's something else we've got to cover, the weather, when it comes to El Tour de Tucson tomorrow morning. Right now, I'll tell you what, Kyler, it is shaping up to be a beautiful night here in southern Arizona, but we are expecting some changes, and it has some people wondering what the forecast is going to look like tomorrow when they hit the routes for El Tour.
Oh, absolutely, Heidi. So let's take a look at it right now. Now, the biggest concern I have is tomorrow morning, because that's where we could see a few showers, maybe even an embedded thunderstorm or two. But the key is isolated showers. So not everybody's going to get wet, but remember, we don't need much rain to get those streets wet and make them a little bit slippery. And with those narrow tires on those bikes, that could make for a very tricky situation, but let's hope for the best there. Then we're going to see a little sunshine coming out later in the morning into the early afternoon hours. Temperatures really nice, starting out in the 60s, topping out in the 70s, and a light breeze developing afternoon. Well, there's where it looks, what it looks like right now from Mount Bigelow. You can see those clouds starting to increase. We do have some rain that'll be moving in here later tonight and into tomorrow. There's the next wave right there coming in from the southwest. We're going to detail this coming up here in just a few minutes.